Welcome back to another episode of Follow the Sun RVing, where we're on day 3 to our hike to Gannett Peak. Are we going to make it? Our original plans were that we would be at the base today, and the boys would try to climb it. Again, I was not excited about that. The new goal is now for Mike and I to see Gannett Peak, and the boys want to get to the base. So they took off ahead of us since they had further to go. It was again cloudy and cold, and somewhere over there is Gannett Peak. We're just not sure where. A rutted out trail from the horses and the livestock. We are following Dinwiddie Creek on the Glacier Trail,
and
headed towards, we hope,
somewhere around that
Gannett
far
Peak,
mountain is Gannett Peak.
way back there. Yeah, we walked a long ways and have a long ways to go. We're still on the trail and we still have not seen Gannett Peak. We stopped many times to assess the mountains, hoping to see Gannett Peak. At 13,804 feet, you think it would just jump right out at us. Maybe it's right there, but we can't tell because the clouds are in the way. But even if the clouds don't lift and we don't get to see the peak, we sure saw some beautiful country that most people don't get to see.
So Mom and Dad are at the end of the meadow. If we zoom in here, you can see how far back they are. Oh, I only get 20 times zoom on a video? That's nuts.
We met up with the boys and we needed to cross this. Remember those bridges I said I was thankful for? I sure could have used one here.
Hey, move! Jeez, Dad. Didn't want a picture of you. Want a picture of that? That's my mom.
We had many more logs to cross and many more little streams to cross. And the boys again went ahead of us.
So some of this creek stuff is not so advisable for the faint of heart. It is a cataract in either direction.
I might be smiling here, but I was pretty nervous. And we continue on for that glimpse of Gannett Peak. After seeing the wet logs, which were slick, and seeing no other way to cross, we turned around. Not very big logs, and as you can see, the water was deep and fast, and we still haven't seen Gannett Peak. There's a backstory here on our way back, but suffice it to say, we're hungry and mad, tired and disappointed. At this wetting of the waters of the Klondike Creek in the Dinwiddie Creek, we take a bath. Not only did it make us feel better, it cooled us off and lightened our spirits. We headed up the Klondike Creek to replenish our water bottles with that clear, cool water. As we're walking back, I turn around to see where we had been, and I say, "Look, I think that might be Gannett Peak." And sure enough, there it is. We could have seen it earlier if the clouds would have lifted, and I wouldn't have had to walk through that creek or cross those logs. The boys did make it to the base, and here are some scenes from their point of view. They said the wildflowers were in abundance. This is the large boulder field at the base of Gannett Peak that you have to cross before you can ascend Gannett Peak. Those boulders are bigger than Ben. So you don't just climb Gannett Peak. As we learned, a couple of weeks later, a hiker had fell to his death. Remember the logs where we turned around? Well, this is what they looked like when the boys came back. Not to mention they told us this was the last set of logs. And nobody told us how to cross the logs standing up. So we all accomplished our goal. What a beautiful view. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Follow the Sun RVing, and stay tuned for the next one where we hike home.